For your looking back section, you really needed 4 things to get all 5 of the points. First, you needed to tell me, what did you learn? And this needs to be, what did you learn besides the fact that Dominique had 4 handshakes? I already know you learned that she had 4 handshakes from reading your paper, right? It's in your analysis section. She's got 4 handshakes. Got it. Tell me anything else you learned. It could be something about yourself, like I learned I work best on tricky problems when I have someone to talk to, or I found out that using a diagram really can be helpful, whereas before I didn't think it was. Just tell me anything you learned, and in fact, if you can start the sentence where you do this with I learned, it will make it a lot easier for me to tell that that's something you learned instead of something that just happened, okay? Make it clear that this is where you're saying you learned something. Okay? Second thing you need a comparison to any other problem you've ever seen. The connection does not have to be strong and you do not have to go into a lot of depth, but tell me how this problem is like something else you've done before. Okay, tell me how it's like that handshake problem you did for your homework, or like something you did at work, or anything. Any problem, even if the connection is tenuous, let me know how this compares to another problem you've seen. If all else fails and you're like, oh, I just can't come up with something, lie to me and tell me it's like no problem you've ever seen. That's fine. This is okay to lie to me in this one instance and tell me you've never seen a problem, anything like this, that you've just never tackled something like it. It's all good. Okay, either a comparison to another problem, or tell me you haven't seen a problem like this, or that shares any component with this problem. Third, tell me how might the solution change if the problem were changed slightly. For this, many people have gone on to tell me, you know, if there were more people at the party, like if there were 12 people total, 6 couples, they think that Dominique would have shaken 5 hands, or 6 hands, or 100 hands. It doesn't matter if you solve another problem. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm just asking you, how do you think it might change if you change the parameters? I had one student tell me, if the people are not in couples, I don't think you can solve this problem. That student happens to be correct, given the other parameters staying the same, but they wouldn't have to be. Okay, all I need is how the solution might change if the problem were changed slightly. Just asking you to make some sort of guess here. Doesn't have to be proven. You don't have to do another problem, but how might it change? And then finally, the last thing you need in your looking back section is some sort of conclusion. Let your reader know that your paper is over. This can be as simple as, that's just an example, but you can use it. This is the end of my paper. Okay, you can really go for it. You can look back at everything you've done so far and tell me, you know, each of those pieces, but this is the end of my paper. Tells me that I can stop reading. Tells me that that's all you're going to write on the topic. It wraps it up in some way. You need a statement like that. Or like I said, you can be a little more robust. So, looking back, what you learned, I learned. A comparison to another problem, or I've never seen a problem like this. How the solution might change if the problem were changed slightly, and any conclusion. All right, thanks for checking it out.